Hi, I'm CJ. I'm one of the co-owners of RepairGuitar.com. We're located in Freehold, New Jersey. We're just 15 minutes from Asbury Park and the Jersey Shore. This is Johnny Curcio, Biker John, and he is a master guitar repair technician. Went through the course, he's worked real hard, and he's very, very good at what he does. Today what John's going to be doing is he's going to be showing you how to set up an acoustic guitar. He's going to talk a lot about humidification, how important humidification is on acoustic guitars, and how most people don't realize that the more expensive the guitar, the more susceptible it is to humidity or lack of humidity. One of the guitars we're working on today, in fact the guitar we're working on today is a Blue Ridge, which is a guitar that we offer here at RepairGuitar.com. It's made by the Sager Corporation, and it is one of the most outstanding pieces that I've ever seen. I personally own the BR160. It's a great, great axe. I really love these pieces, and it's the first guitar, acoustic guitar, I've ever offered for sale at RepairGuitar.com because I feel so strongly about this piece. So, without further ado, I give you John Curcio, aka Biker John, and he's going to go through the aspects of a guitar setup and the importance of humidity, compensated saddles, a regulated nut. All right?
All right.
Off you go, John.
All right. Great. So the first thing we want to look at before we even approach the guitar is we want to take a look at the top of the guitar and see how it is. If it's dry, it's going to feel very flat across the top, which this guitar is a little dry. The next thing we want to look at is to check out the bridge. We want to see if the bridge is lifting at all. This bridge is actually set very nicely. We have no issues there. Probably just maintaining it with a regular in-guitar case humidifier would do this guitar just fine. From here, the next thing we want to do is we want to take a look at the neck. We're going to sight down the neck right here, and we're just going to take a look at the frets. We're going to look for any frets that might be lifting or out of place. The fret job on this guitar is pretty good. The neck itself looks like there is a decent amount of relief in it. Relief is the amount of bow in the neck. It's no good to have a neck that's too straight. It's no good to have a neck that has too much relief. So let's take a look at that right now and see where we're coming in at. I always want to set the guitar on the stand at the center of the neck, 7th fret. You always want to take this measurement going down the center of the fretboard. And we're coming in right where we want it to. The next thing we're going to look at is our bridge and our saddle. The saddle here is this white piece of bone. The saddle is going to determine our action height. Let's take a look at this here and see where we're coming in. This is actually slightly lower than where we would want it to be. In this case, we would actually adjust the saddle to bring it to where we want to be. However, let's take a look at the way it's playing, and if we don't have a problem with the way it's actually playing, which it's out of tune, if we don't have a problem with the way it's playing, then we can actually get away with a slightly lower action most guitar players would prefer. Next thing we're going to look at here is if we take off a string, here, we're going to look at where the string is placed into the bridge. You see this hole right here, and if you look closer, there's a little crease that's put into the piece of rosewood, and that's going to help guide the string up and over the saddle. By opening this up just a little bit with a file, we can actually reduce some of the tension. As we play the guitar, the strings will feel a little bit slinkier on the fingers, which is going to help us a lot. The benefits of doing this is transference of sound. Not only that, it's also going to help the feel of the guitar. Sometimes you might pick up a guitar and it can be a great setup, but the strings can feel a little tight. This is going to help relieve that, and it's also going to open up the tone a little bit. So you'll notice a nice little trick I got here. Take a capo, loosen up your strings, just pop that bad boy right on the neck, and now you can work down here at the bridge. Not going to ruin your strings, and it's going to keep everything organized. So first option is we can use a Dremel. What we're going to do with this Dremel is we're going to put it on a lower setting, and we're going to just take this little slot right here, and we're going to open that up just a bit. For these last three slots here, I'm actually going to take a file. I'm going to do it this way. It takes a little bit longer, but it works just as good. You'll see there we have a very easy, quick way of doing it. Something a little more traditional here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our saddle, and we want to see if it's been compensated. In this case it isn't, which is okay. We can always do that if we wanted to. And what I mean by compensate is we're actually going to shape the direction of the left and right side of the saddle to help us with our intonation. Intonation is key here, because what we're doing, the goal is that as we fret each string, we still want to make sure that the guitar is in tune with itself. For example, if I were to take the low E string and I were to fret it at the 3rd fret, I want to make sure that that's a G, okay? I don't want G sharp, I don't want G flat. So by compensating this and adding those lines in there, that's going to help us with our intonation, allowing the instrument to be in tune with itself. I'm now going to put the guitar back together and show you how the actual bridge pins are going to be seated in there much lower than they were before, and also allowing the string a lot more room and proper break angle to have a clean transference of sound. Once we're done with that, the next thing we want to look at is the nut. First thing we want to do is make sure that the nut height is proper. We don't want it to lay on the fret. However, we don't want it to be very bouncy feeling and coming off of the fret, which this is pretty good, but I'm going to give you an example of what we'd like to do. Regardless of how the slots are cut in the nut, we want to go in there and we want to just clean out this slot by taking a file and gently fanning out the slot, allowing that string to move up and down as we were to tune the guitar. Nice and easy. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to tune this guitar up. We got her all restrung here. And if we take a look at the work now, you'll see that the string itself has better break angle, which is the goal. And now if we just give it a little play here. Okay, one more thing. Very important that you stay on top of your acoustic guitar, making sure that you use your in-case humidifier all the time. Whenever you're not playing your acoustic guitar, it should be in a case with the humidifier. Check the humidifier regularly to see if it needs to be refilled. Another caution is over humidifying a guitar. It is possible. You'll notice that if a guitar is over humidified, it'll actually start to puff out. The top itself will be very round and puffy along the edges. The best way this is described would be like a Cheerio that's been sitting in milk for too long. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed receiving some of this knowledge about how to take care of your acoustic guitar.
Okay, John showed you pretty much everything that you need to know about acoustic guitar setups, humidification, ramping the string slots, regulating the nut, etc., etc. I'm going to talk to you about just a couple of things that you can do to upgrade your existing acoustic guitar. One of the things that you can do, bone nuts and bone saddles. Now, your better guitars are already going to come with bone nuts and saddles, but a lot of entry and mid-level guitars will have micarta or even plastic bone nuts and saddles. Installing a quality, well-cut bone nut and saddle will improve the sound qualities of your guitar in ways you can't even imagine. Another thing that we do at RepairGuitar.com is we can retro scallop your tone braces for you. You have a tone brace on an acoustic guitar. You have 2 cross braces and then usually 2 tone braces. We will retro scallop both the cross braces and the tone braces for you for a $75 charge. What that does is it allows the top to vibrate a bit more freely, which adds to the quality of the sound of the guitar. Another thing we can do is we can install some quality sealed gear tuners. Now, these are some classic open gear tuners that are offered by Blue Ridge on their vintage line. They're great tuners, but a good sealed gear tuner, a Goto or a Shaler, wonderful tuners that give you a really defined, definitive quality turn as you're tuning the guitar. It's very, 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 what would the word be?
It's smooth and it's accurate.
It's smooth and accurate. That's actually really good. Wow. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
All right. So these are the things that you want to talk about. You also might want to talk about installing a couple of pickups. There are different LL Baggs, Fishman. I'm a Fishman fan. There are a lot of different things that we can do for your acoustic guitar. Little things that'll just take it to that next level. So, if you like what you saw here, go to www.repairguitar.com. Remember, we unconditionally guarantee our work, and we always work to make you happy. You have a great day. God bless.